Greetings everybody, Redbeard here for another edition of Rasslin with Redbeard, the YouTube show where I, Redbeard, take you to a professional wrestling event somewhere in or around the Carolinas to give you a sense of what it's like to be a fan traveling the highways and byways in pursuit of this great passion that is professional wrestling. I am here this evening on Friday, September the 9th, 2016 in Columbia, South Carolina for Palmetto Championship Wrestling. You'll notice that I'm looking around as I'm talking to you because of the fact that this is a area that I will go ahead and say is not the best in the whole of Columbia, but it is where we're at regardless. I say that because of the fact that this is an area of Columbia that at one point in time was very well to do. It's not exactly fallen on hard times, but it is an area that has been somewhat vacated in terms of the local economy. There was at one point a very large mall near here, the Columbia Place Mall, but it is now kind of fallen by the wayside as things have gravitated out towards the Harbison Boulevard area of Columbia. And I'm speaking in generalities here because of the fact that I know not everyone will know where this section of Columbia is and how things relate to one another, but just to give you kind of an idea of the weird dichotomy of this area, though, in mentioning that it's somewhat fallen on hard times, you have what's left of the mall over there, but then this community here is kind of sandwiched between some dilapidated housing and what I'll say is a trailer park. A block from here, there's a Porsche dealership. Kid you not. Porsche dealership. And yeah, it's just one of those weird things that you only encounter seemingly as a wrestling fan going through these communities and seeing the things that we do. But yeah, this is a new thing for us. We've never been to a Palmetto Championship Wrestling show here before. They've been around for a little while. I want to say they've been running shows for at least a year in one form or another. I think they kind of started off as a backyard group, and they've evolved from that and trying to run things more professionally and getting to a point where they're not quite on the same caliber as a WrestleForce or an old school championship wrestling, but definitely getting there. The interesting thing is that they've got a venue here which they have a training school in. This is the facility that's known as the Warrior Warehouse. They do some MMA training and some CrossFit stuff and that type of thing in here as well, but this is sort of their permanent housing, so to speak. And they've announced that they're going to be running shows, I think either weekly or bi-weekly, one. So they're definitely on the up and up in terms of seemingly being able to run things and get a consistent audience here. We'll have to wait and see how that pans out for them, because it's one thing to, as we know, have shows on a regular monthly or quarterly basis. It's something else to try and run one every week there. So that can get a little bit hairy, not only in terms of trying to bring in talent, but also in terms of trying to say, okay, this is worth your dollar to the fans. And I mentioned never having been to one of their shows before. It's not because it's been particularly expensive or because of the distance needed. This was a very quick drive, at least in the realm of things that I'm accustomed to doing for this show here and for the fact that I am a passionate professional wrestling fan. This was barely 45 minutes, so not far up the road here at all. Mentioned we've never been to one of their shows before. It's just never been convenient, to be honest with you. And that's sort of unfortunate because they had a show here a number of months ago. I think it was their July 4th celebration that involved Tommy Dreamer, Gunner, a number of other talents. They've had John Schuyler, other folks here on their shows. We've just never had an opportunity to come to visit with them before. So we're glad to have the opportunity to add them to our list of promotions that we've visited with, and glad to have the opportunity to come out and see some wrestling, because this is the first show that we've been to since our little adventure there in Orlando with Impact Wrestling, and that was a tremendous thing to see live. Unfortunately, as we said in the closing of the previous episode of Rasslin with Redbeard, the way it comes across on TV it's not there. I don't understand why. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me for a show to be that entertaining in person and then for it to come off that poorly when it becomes a actual TV product. So it is what it is. But this is definitely a art form that lives and dies by the live performance, I will say. And looking forward to seeing some live wrestling here this evening, because there's some guys on this card that we've not had a chance to see previously. Some guys we've seen before and are looking forward to seeing again. Should just be, hopefully a fun night here. I'm hoping that the situation is okay as far as the parking is concerned, because I'm here on the side of the road. There's not really a defined parking lot here. There's a field that they evidently have access to. But I was directed to where I am here now because they said, the promoter, Shane Dorr, came out and spoke to me and said, this is close parking. You'll be fine right here. So, Shane, if the truck gets vandalized or whatnot, I guess who's getting the bill? Yeah. No, but if someone were to come across and steal the truck, they'd actually be doing me a favor at this point. Because as much as I enjoy old Agent Orange here, and the fact that we've been up and down the road as much as we are, he's going on 16 years, and yeah, starting to show his age. This is the weekend before the Backlash pay-per-view, so we've got that to look forward to here. The finals of the WWE Cruiserweight Classic will be coming up next week live on the network. Then the week after will be the live debut of the Cruiserweight Cruiserweight division on Raw. There's been some talk of the possibility of SmackDown also having a Cruiserweight division. Suddenly everybody has to be treated equally in WWE. I'm not sure when that happened, but that's fine. The other big thing that has been making a lot of rounds is the relationship between Paige and Alberto Del Rio, and the fact that it, amongst other things, may be what is leading to both of them leaving the company. It was announced earlier today, kind of on a two-fronted assault here, or two-front attack, whatever you want to call it, by varying parties, what was going on with Del Rio. You had WWE making the announcement that he had been released, and then you had Del Rio having a press conference of his own where he more or less said, I was sick and tired of being there, and I'm looking forward to working for someone else. So if you're wanting to book one of the top luchadors in the world, guess what? He's available. At least he will be to work in the United States, I believe, beginning at the start of next month. But the thing with he and Paige, Paige evidently, from what rumors have been online, she's hired some type of legal representation to assist her in getting out of her contract, as she has a what looks to be a long-term contract that extended into either 2018 or 2019, so she may be gone from the company as well. But it's one of those things where you have to wonder, one, is it that bad there that people want out? But at the same time, you have to wonder, well, they've made their money, pretty good money at that, so maybe it's a good opportunity for them to test the waters and say, hey, we'll go do our thing for a little bit, and maybe on down the road we'll be welcome back, but who knows. But as always, a ton of things going on locally. You've got WrestleForce announcing their Fall Brawl lineup. You've got PWX, which is going to be having their next event next weekend, the 17th of September. Let's see. Old School Championship Wrestling has sort of gotten into soft promoting their next card, which is coming up in October. Just a bunch of stuff happening all around the area. Battle Zone Wrestling is starting to amp up for their next show. Just a great time, as we've said here for months and months now, to be a fan of independent professional wrestling and to be a part of this scene, because it's something that continues to grow and to develop and to get bigger and better all the time. We're hoping, as we've said before, that the situation continues to be such that we have enough talent to support all that's going on around here, because we've had, I won't say a raid of the talent pool here, but we've definitely had a few guys go to greener pastures. Cedric Alexander, Caleb Conley, Trevor Lee, Andrew Everett, amongst others. Could also be looking at John Schuyler, Corey Hollis, a couple other guys moving on here at some point in time, but we just don't know what's going on there. Regardless, a lot of opportunities in wrestling right now for people who want to work hard, be a real student of the game, and pursue it as a true profession. It's not a short road, not an easy road, but it does appear at this point in time as though there are opportunities to be sought out sought out for people who are in this part of the world. So can't discredit anybody for pursuing their passion. It's a great thing that people are able to make a living doing what they love, and it's a great thing for people like myself as fans to be able to have to pick and choose really on a week-to-week basis what show we'd sooner go to. So nothing bad to say about anything at this point in time as far as the local scene is concerned. So that all said, we are going to wrap things up here as far as the intro is concerned. I'm going to hang out here in the truck for a few more minutes to see how the parking situation develops, and then we'll go from there in seeing Palmetto Championship Wrestling here in Columbia, South Carolina. Looking forward to it. Also want to say appreciate all the people who tune into the channel, people who subscribe, like the videos, comment on these things, and follow along with what we're doing week to week, month to month, year to year in some circumstances. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll be back here in a little bit to give you some more insider peeks as to what's going on with Palmetto Championship Wrestling. Hey, man. Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Doing well. Just one, please.
Okay. Wait, Rowan. Stamp your hand. There you go, enjoy.
Appreciate it. All right, wrestling fans, we got a real treat here. We've run into referee Ray Boring, who is here scouting the event here this evening for Palmetto Championship Wrestling. And we were just talking here a moment ago about an experience that you had with the recent, we'll go ahead and say, controversy with an event over in Dublin, Georgia, with a promoter that tried to run off, well, I won't say run off, but definitely tried to get the better of a whole bunch of legends and fans and everyone else. What was your experience there?
Well, I like to say like a little unknown fact that I had worked for that promoter for the last year or two, and he never did shortchange me, and I never expected that to happen at all. So when I first got there, he was running around frantic. You know, his cell phone battery is all dead and everything, and I asked him, did you need any help or anything? Because you look all frantic, and he goes, can you help me get money from whoever is buying 8x10s or whatever they're autographing? So I said, okay. So I went to Larry Zabisco's table, and I told him that Greg wants me to come over here, make sure, you know, they collect money from you. But I don't know what the heck's going on about that. So anytime somebody bought him anything, I just handed the money from the customer to Larry. I told him I don't want nothing to do with that. I'm not going to be the middleman in between anybody, you know. And when Arn Anderson came in, he came in. They gave him a folding metal chair, and he sat down, and the chair bent, and he did a back bump, and he got all embarrassed and mad. So he went to Greg Green and wanted to get some more money up front for being there. That's when they found out, that everybody found out, from that one chair, that he didn't have any cash on him.
Wow.
So I guess Arn Anderson got Greg Green to go to his house and get some checks from his checkbook. And from there, it just kept getting worse and worse.
So the rest is history, as they
yes.
say. You know,
I mean, there was another promoter that was there when everything was going downhill, who kept a lot of the workers there, because there was VIP VIP tickets that were sold to see a wrestling show also, and that other wrestling promoter that was there who had a table had got some wrestlers together, and me and another referee, we did the show for them. You know, we didn't expect to get paid or anything, but we didn't want to gyp the fans either. So that brought a positive light into everything. But other than that, I seen Mr. Wonderful Paul Warndorf stay after the Legend Fest, hanging around the wrestling event, waiting to go to his hotel room. And Greg Green was nowhere to be found. And somebody had to call him and tell him that he's waiting to go to his hotel room, you know, and the poor guy didn't know what was going on, you know.
So you had worked for Greg previously?
Yeah, for a year or two, yes, yeah. I have.
Wow.
He was partnered up with somebody else. And
so it just
I
like
never even would imagine that, you know.
It just seemed like it all went south here at one moment in time, really and truly.
Exactly.
Wow.
I mean, I kept text messaging him, hey man, you must have a good backer or something. He goes, yeah, I got a good backer, but he never said who it was, you know.
That was a tremendous lineup that he was advertising there.
Exactly. I mean, it went boom after boom after boom after one another. So.
Wow. Well, that's a crazy thing. It was a unfortunate scenario from the fact that some people definitely lost money, but at least it sounded like yourself and some other people were there trying to do the best to maintain what was left of a really bad situation.
Yeah. Couldn't let them go away mad or anything, you know. The fans go away mad. Keep the show going.
There's one way to kill a town in an area for sure, right there.
Yeah. Dudley, Georgia. I was only went to Dudleyville, Georgia, you know.
I tell you. Well, referee Ray Boring here, we appreciate your time and for telling us that story in regard to your experience with that show there. So what's something that you're looking forward to on the program here this evening?
I just wanting to see if there's any new talent there that I might run into in one of my future shows, you know, from Wrestle Force or Old School. I know Billy Brash is here, and I've worked with him before, and he's a great talent. Yep. So hopefully he'll pick it up a notch here in Palmetto Championship Wrestling and bring in some good veterans so that the younger ones can learn from. Yeah,
definitely a good thing to have one more operation here in the Midlands in terms of wrestling, because it seems like North Carolina gets a lot of stuff.
I know.
South Carolina, you know, we have to deal with what we deal with.
That's right.
But you know, we're keeping along and doing well, I think. So Ref, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll see what we got here tonight. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Hide behind the woman running the company, and you get to walk out the tag team matches. You get to just do whatever you want to. I don't know what you're doing tonight, but if you're not wrestling, you should leave that belt in the ring right now and walk out the door and be a real man.
First of all, let's talk about the injury. Is it really this hot in here? Oh wait, he's been talking for 10 minutes out here, so. Listen. Hey, pay attention. Obviously you don't know how to teach your clients how to win. Because broken rib or not, I took him down, and I took this. Still walked out. July 23rd at Black Church, I was ready to go. As a matter of fact, I made one hell of an argument to go. I was not allowed. So, you know, you have your points, I understand. I don't like you, but you have your points. As a matter of fact, the last time I was in a ring with you, I believe you were going for the ride, Brother Darvis.
You better not touch me. I will sue this company and I will own it. I will own this company. Put one hand on it.
Sue?
No, you shut up.
Sue?
No, you're not touching me. No. I will sue. I will own this company. If you put one hand on it.
Listen, I'm not a guy that likes to talk.
Shut up.
I like to take action.
You know what? You know what? I don't care about this because I already know I can win. This is already a sealed deal. Stop tapping on my shoulder. Stop it. Hey, this is already done. I'm not done. What? Come on.
It's gonna be a long night.
You can flex your size too. You can flex your size. You can flex your size. Everybody can flex your size. Yeah. So you're gonna take the challenge or not? Ask you, right? Come on, Leon, you can do it. What do you say? Ring the bell. Come on.
Okay, right here in the parking lot. I came out here to kind of prop up against the truck and get a little bit of fresh air because it is a hot box in there. Yeah, it's a big metal building with no air conditioning, but to their credit, they've got some fans in there. They're trying to move some air around to make it a little bit more comfortable, but it's still hot. Still plenty hot. Been a pretty good show so far, though. Some enjoyable matches there featuring talent that we either haven't seen before or haven't seen in a while. You got guys like Jacoby Boykins who are coming up on the card here, and James Drake who will be in the main event. But really a treat to see somebody like Timmy Lee Retton, who is one of the talents that I really think will be someone we talk about a lot in the future because of his athleticism, because of his physical gifts, but also because of the fact that he's one of those types who can talk and get over with fans there as well. Just an all-around pretty awesome performer there. I'm not sure exactly what he did for the finish of that match. I'm going to go back and watch the tape here again, but it was a really crazy move for a guy his size to be doing off the top rope. But like I mentioned, pretty fun show so far. Seemed to be a decent sized crowd in there. I wouldn't say it's over 100, but somewhere in the area of maybe, I'm a bad counter, so between 50 and 80, somewhere in there. So $10 a head, not a bad draw overall when you talk about the kind of payroll that you're discussing in a show like this. So looks like they've done a pretty good thing here so far this evening. But we're going to get a little bit more air out here, and then we're going to head in and catch the last part of the show. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Be back in a bit.
That's the worst handshake ever. That's not a stink face. What would that be considered?
Don't ring the bell or not.
Get him, Grady. You know you like it. Ray! Get him, Ray!
You recording me without my permission? Nobody told you to record me.
I bought a ticket though.
I don't care if you bought a ticket. Nobody said you could use that camera. I better get royalties. Get in the Mongolian. I'm sorry. Ain't no pride in wrestling.
Oh no. Oh Lord. This will not end well.
there you have it, our coverage of Palmetto Championship Wrestling's event here this evening in Columbia, South Carolina. We'll say overall, pretty good time. The only criticisms that I have for them are really stuff that they can't necessarily control, at least not at this venue anyway. The area, it's a little bit questionable, somewhat sketchy. Would I feel comfortable bringing my family there? Not really. For just someone like myself, it's perfectly fine though. Parking didn't seem to be as big of an issue as it's kind of been made out to be in advance, but I think they did a good job of having a couple of guys out there directing people, showing folks where to go in terms of the field being available. The building, as we mentioned during the middle portion of the show, it's a big metal box with no air conditioning, but they did, to their credit, make every attempt to make it more hospitable. They put some big shop fans and stuff like that in there to try and get some air circulating, and that did definitely improve the overall feel of the room there. Still hot, still a hot box. No getting around that, even though we're at the point in time where the seasons have begun to change. It does cool off in the evenings, but still plenty hot, or hot, as my son would say. So overall, not a bad show. Definitely not a bad night out. We spent $10 at the door for our ticket, and they had some pretty good selection at the snack bar there, but we chose just to get a beverage here this evening as opposed to our usual nachos and whatnot. So total damage, $11. Not bad, because the soda was $1, ticket was $10. I think the chips and whatnot, like for nachos and whatnot, may have been maybe $1.50 or so. So still not bad if you were to go down that road and indulge a little bit more than we did. And to their credit as well, they did something smart there at the very end of the show. At the announcement of the main event, guess what? Popcorn is now $1 a bag. So they're, of course, trying to get rid of what they had made, and of course people ran over to get their $1 bag of popcorn. So I'm sure they had a nice run on things there. But I do believe they announced that their next event is going to be sometime early in October. We'll of course have their poster on the Facebook page and on the midweek update whenever that becomes available. I think that they are also still planning on running bi-weekly here at some point in the near future at the Warrior Warehouse there in Columbia. So yeah, a lot of stuff to look forward to from Palmetto Championship Wrestling. But that is going to do it for us here this evening. We do appreciate you guys tuning in. If you enjoy the program and the coverage that we provide, please go ahead and click that subscribe button. That way you'll be the first to know whenever we've uploaded something new along these lines. And I will say one more thing in closing here. Spoke to one of the talents. I won't say who it was, but spoke to one of the talents that was on the card here this evening, and in pointing out that he watches the show. He watches the shows, I should say. He mentioned the midweek update there specifically. So I want to say thank you for those words of appreciation, because it's just those little seldom thoughts and whatnot like that that make this sort of thing worthwhile. So I do appreciate your commentary there and appreciate your feedback as well. And I definitely appreciate everybody who tunes into this show, to all of our content that we've got here on the channel, and just for paying attention to the ramblings of little old me, and doing what we do. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you down the road.